the background, the sounds of Michael Jackson, and this one is titled Human Nature. And before that, I had played you a beautiful song by George Michael titled Fast Love. You are tuning to the Bizhub on Bay FM 107.9, our community, your radio, as we amplify the voices of entrepreneurs in and around our beautiful city. But coming up next, we're going to catch up with our unicorn of opportunities. Yes, on Sprinkan. Man, it's going to be absolutely fantastic, man. Keep it locked right here on the Bizhub on Bay FM 107.9. Coming up next.
Amplify your voice and be heard. Get to know your local business owner. It's Biz Talk on the BizHub on Bay FM.
Yes, indeed, it is the Biz Talk on the Bizhub on Bay FM 107.9, amplifying the voices of entrepreneurs in and around our beautiful city. And every week, we are fortunate enough to have an absolute gem, a unicorn at best. Man, amplifying you, ensuring that you as a candidate looking for your next best move are well equipped to ensure that you smash that interview, but also empowering entrepreneurs to ensure that they get the best possible candidate that they can find to ensure that their team is absolutely fantastic. And it's a privilege, as always, to officially introduce Lizane Willems. So good evening.
Hi, Tubz. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good.
Lovely stuff, man. So apart from the fact that you are just a gem in helping candidates find their next best opportunity, one thing that is often not spoken about is just the extra mile that you go to ensure that that candidate feels at home in that interview. You know what I mean? So I heard from a little birdie that there's a very interesting document that is shared when it comes to that candidate going for that interview, and that is called the onboarding checklist. Now, first things first, I mean, what inspired this fantastic document, and what is it really about?
So a lot of companies, especially your smaller companies, don't always have an HR manager or an onboarding checklist.
Okay.
And so we thought it will be good to help our candidates on board, especially for the first 3 months when they go through their probation period, to make sure that they integrate themselves well into the team and that they meet the expectations.
I like that.
So that's what inspired the onboarding checklist, and it's part of our services to our clients is to make sure that the candidate settles in nicely.
I love it. I absolutely love it, man. So on this document, there are really insightful bits of information that, you generally then empower the candidate with. You know, so I mean, let's go through that list if you don't mind. I mean,
Sure.
Kicking things off with the onboarding training and manual. I mean, what is that about?
So a lot of companies have an induction pack or onboarding or training manual, and some don't. So if they do have, it's easy to go through the manual and you make sure that you follow the steps and that you stay within the company's expectations.
Okay.
If they don't, it makes things a little bit more difficult because sometimes you step into a place where you just hit the ground running. There's no clear instructions, everyone's busy. But then what you can do is to make notes during your day.
Okay.
To, for yourself to go back to and say, okay, this is what I need to do on a day-to-day basis. Or make notes as you get instructions to make sure that you meet those expectations
Okay.
and that you do the job the way they want it to be done.
Okay.
So that's generally your onboarding training and manual.
Hectic stuff. All right, and then company code of conduct. I mean, a very interesting topic because generally all companies have different code of conducts, of course. And I mean,
sure.
that would sort of speak to either the industry that the business is in and, the rules and regulations that they have to conform to within that as well.
Definitely.
How important is it for candidates to then know about the company code of conduct?
It's very important.
Okay.
I actually went through a very difficult time a few years ago where there was no clear company conduct. There was no code of conduct. And so I went on what I thought was the right thing to do. I checked with my superior. She said everything was okay. And when the pawpaw hit the fan and there was fraud, not by me, of course, but by another party, then I was blamed. And there was, things been flung around. And I said, but you know what, there is no company code of conduct. So I just conducted the way I thought was best. I checked with my senior. She said everything was okay. So things can fall through the cracks if you don't make sure that you are above board when it comes to the company's code of conduct. So familiarize yourself with the company's code of conduct. Make sure that you follow the rules and what is expected of you. If you can't find it or if it's not in your contract, ask for it. Sometimes a company won't have it and they will say, you know what, actually we don't have one. It's great that you mentioned that because we actually need to get something drawn up. So yeah, that's something that you have to look out for, especially if it's a tricky situation and you don't know how to act. Revert back to the company's code of conduct.
Okay, okay. Then let's talk tools and resources, of course, because I mean, every opportunity has, tools that would make your role, well, that makes it possible to actually for you to perform within your role. I mean, but I'm sure they also differ between various roles and companies. So what would that really entail to? How would it do to?
Let's say, for example, you work in a manufacturing plant and you need safety boots or you need a uniform.
Okay.
You need to make sure that you actually have that, or what some people would call PPE. That is your tools and resources. So sometimes, let's say, for example, you're an accountant and you need a computer with SAP or SysPro or Pastel on it, or an architect. You need to make sure that you ask for those tools and resources from the beginning. Sometimes it's not readily available. It needs to be ordered, needs to be programmed. Sometimes you need to order your size safety shoe or whatever the case might be. But you need to make sure that you get that as soon as possible, because you can't safely conduct your work, or if it's a computer program, you can't start working if you don't have access to it. So if you don't have it, ask for it and make sure that you make notes. I always say keep the evidence.
Yeah.
Make sure that you ask for it in writing.
Okay.
And that goes for everything else. If you ask for the company's code of conduct, if you ask for training, if you ask for a manual, ask that in writing, so that if sometimes something goes wrong, you can say, but I did ask for the PPE.
Yeah.
And now my foot is hurt, or whatever the case might be.
Okay.
And you just cover yourself.
I love it. I absolutely love it, man. Now, let's talk about building relationships, of course, because, I mean, in every business, it's really important for you to establish a relationship with, yes, your superior and then your colleagues or co-workers. I mean, how important is it then to maintain relationships in the workplace?
Very important.
Okay.
Extremely important. To build that rapport with your colleagues and your senior staff is super important. I had an incident a while ago where a candidate was being cocky with someone who they thought was just a co-worker, and she was actually the director of the company. So they did not establish from day one who's who in the zoo, who do I report to, who are my friends, who are on the same level as me. Make sure that you know who is who around you, and that you then obviously conduct yourself in an appropriate manner. I'm not saying you should be nice to the boss just for favors, but obviously if it's just your colleague, you'll speak to them differently than what you would speak to the manager.
100%.
So building that rapport and making sure that you have that support. If something goes wrong, you can go to your colleague and say, what am I supposed to do here? Let's troubleshoot together. Can you please help me? If there is an issue in the workplace, who is HR? Who do you go to and report that issue to?
Okay.
So it's very important to build those relationships.
Okay, okay. Then when it comes to the interview itself, I mean, how important is it for you to actually then take notes and most importantly then, ask questions? Because sometimes we get a little bit flustered being in the interview environment. And, you tend to worry, should I really ask this? We all know the one question you shouldn't ask is, okay, when is payday? But, generally,
How much?
you know what I mean. But what are those questions that one should really ask, and how does one prepare for those questions?
So in terms of the interview, taking notes, I always say take notes. Not on your cell phone, not on a tablet. Take a piece of paper and a pen, old school, so that they can see what you're actually doing and that you're not distracted by a missed call or a WhatsApp. That's during the interview process. But even with the onboarding, to take notes as your managers give you instructions, or if they're teaching you something or showing you something, the day gets busy, you forget. And tomorrow you go to this, let's say for example, you are working on a DV board and now you've forgotten what to do. If you've made the notes, you can revert back to it and you don't have to ask that same question again.
Okay. Now, how does one, sort of take that job title and use that as a guideline to prep for their interview?
It's to make sure that what is it that I struggle with? Can I go and learn about that quickly, or can I read up or ask a friend? Am I familiar with the other functions of the job? And again, with onboarding, to make sure that you know what is expected of you. And that's where the job description helps you. If they say, we would like someone to have managerial experience, go and sit and think, where have I managed someone? Even if you were just acting as a team leader or a supervisor for a short period of time, how many people worked under you? What were their job descriptions? Did you have to manage staff in the sense of run meetings or sit in a CCMA hearing? It helps you to go and think of your experience, write down what you struggle with, and see where you can improve or learn.
Okay, I like that. Now, how dangerous is making assumptions in the workplace?
Oh,
Because I mean,
word.
oh man, assumptions, hey,
In
assumptions.
life, it's dangerous.
You know what I mean? So let's talk about that in the workplace. How does that really fit in? And you know, what are some of the risks of assumptions?
Assumption is the mother of all bugger ups. I'll say that.
I love that. Okay, okay.
Don't assume you think you know what people want to say or what people expect from you. Make sure. You know, if I look at this onboarding checklist tabs, it actually, you can sum it up
Yeah.
in one word, and
Okay.
that is communication.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate.
Yeah.
What do you expect of me? Where are my tools? How can I help? Where do you need me to show up? What are
Yeah.
my KPIs? It's all about communication. And the same goes with assumption. If you're assuming that you need to do it this way, check. Check first before you do it, and you do it the wrong way. Check before you do double work. Just ask the question if you're not sure. It's better to ask a question before you make that
Mistake.
mess
Yeah.
than to ask and then get it right
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Now, there always seems to be a great relationship between the next two, and I mean that is KPIs and of course your manager's expectations. You know, how do you find that balance? But most importantly, then how do you identify this from an interview point of view? You know, as to what that would really be.
So the job description will generally help you
Okay.
during an interview, and then when you have the job, the onboarding, listen to what the people are saying.
Okay.
Because a job description is one thing, but we all know when you get to the job, you do much more than that, right? So you might find that they will say, okay, you have to do the books, the creditors, and the debtors. But when you step into the job, you see that they want you to also reconcile
Yeah.
the bank statement. I'm giving an example. So listen to what they are saying and take notes. Again, it's about what people are communicating to you. And sometimes you also have to read between the lines. What are they not saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So listen carefully. Like I said last time, listen is a superpower.
Yep.
Listening is a superpower. And make those notes so that you know the KPIs might be written down, but then the manager's expectations might be verbalized
Yeah.
to you, or you
Okay.
might pick it up as you start working with them through that onboarding and through that 3-month probation. And make notes, because you won't have that in writing, but you would have heard them talking about it and pick up what they actually expect of you.
Okay. And then my last one for you today is, I mean, when it comes to you being in the role now, so in a fortunate position where you land this job, you know, how important is it to have, call it check-ins or those one-on-one sessions with your current manager or superior to ensure that you are still aligned? I mean, is this something that one should actually actively ask for? And I mean, what are the benefits of actually being that proactive? Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I
Okay.
think it's very good to ask for a meet-up, whether it's once a week, once a month, to make sure that you are actually meeting their expectations, that you're on the right path, that you're not making mistakes,
Okay.
especially in the beginning. Because if you start going in the wrong way from the beginning, you know that what they say, if you go 1 degree in the wrong direction, eventually it's
Yeah,
100
completely off.
degrees,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So to make sure and check in regularly, and you can ask your manager, how regularly do you want me to meet with you, and have a check-in session, or you know, make sure that I am ticking the boxes, and if there's anything I need to do differently, that we can talk about that. It's brilliant to take the initiative with that. It just shows your character. It shows that you are there to learn. You are there to make the team better and, you know, integrate well. So I think that's a really good thing to do.
I love this. So, I mean, all in all, I think this is really just a powerful tool for candidates to ensure that they are well prepared and, most importantly, can easily adjust into the workplace when it comes to the interview and then actually then being hired, and knowing what their expectations are, and to ensure that they stay aligned with what the business goals and what their goals are specifically.
Definitely,
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, what is your top tip for the week today, ma'am?
My top tip is get on board.
Get on board.
Quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
And just for the listeners out there, I will be posting this onboarding checklist on my LinkedIn profile. So you can go to Lizanne Willemse on LinkedIn, and it will be there tomorrow, and it's free for everyone to use.
I love it.
And please use it. It's a powerful tool that helps, especially if you're working for a company where there's no clear HR manager, there's no onboarding the code of conduct might not be clear. Make use of this.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool, especially if you're stepping into a new job and you're uncertain of what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
I love it. I love it. You're an absolute unicorn. You're a gem, empowering candidates once again, and most importantly, empowering employers to ensure that they get the perfect fit for their business, man. I absolutely love it. Now, if people want to reach out to you, of course, and, dip into the wealth of knowledge that you are and the expertise that you have around, recruitment and obviously finding the best candidate, how do they do that, ma'am?
So my contact details are on our website. It's www.talent-scout.co.za.
Okay.
Reach out to me at Lizanne Willemse on LinkedIn. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, and then you can also listen to our podcast on Spotify, and it's called Decoded, The Talent Hunt.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, a service that is outside of this onboarding checklist that is absolutely fantastic is another really niche service that you offer, and it's called Pimp My CV. Let's talk about that quickly. What's that about?
Inspired by the real travel guy.
My man.
My admin lady, Sisetu, is brilliant. She's trilingual. She speaks fluent Afrikaans, English, and Xhosa. And she helps our candidates get their CVs tip-top.
Okay.
So you can reach out to her at pimpmycv at talent-scout.co.za, and you can send your current CV to her and ask her for a quotation. Depending obviously on how many years experience you have, she'll give you a quotation, and then she'll go on and type it onto our standard template. And she'll type it in Word. So if you add another job or a different skill, you can just go and add that in to your Word CV.
I love it, man. Now, what are some common mistakes that you've seen in CVs nowadays? You just share like 2 or 3.
The cover letter. I am self-motivated.
Oh man.
Please don't use the word self-motivated. If you're using ChatGPT, make sure that you make it your own. Change the words, use synonyms, make sure that the words are actually applicable to you.
Okay.
If you say attention to detail, but you can't spell, for example,
Then
no, rather take that out and focus on your other strengths, right? There's so many tips. Don't put a selfie on where there's a toilet in the background, or you're still wearing the COVID-19 mask. We can't see your face anyways. You still get very interesting pictures.
Okay.
So, keep it to the point. You don't have to say you've got 3 kittens and you love reading books. Focus on your expertise, your qualifications, and in detail your duties. Some people will write, I was an electrician. What electrician? I've mentioned this example before. Be very, very specific about what you've done.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Once again, exclusive to the Bizhub on Bay FM 107.9. Every Tuesday, we are fortunate to have an absolute gem come and empower you as a listener to ensure that your next move is your best move. Because your next move is your best move with
Talent Scout Recruitment.
You best believe, man. Be sure to tune in next week Tuesday. Thank you so much, Lizanne.
Thank you for having me.
Jy is die beste.
Thank you.
Dankie, dame. Coming up next, we're going to jump into a quick ad break, and then we'll hear from the sounds of Surface right here on the Bizhub on Bay FM 107.9. If you want to reach out to us, 061 437 9601.
Hi, fam. It's DJ
Done.
J. On the 10th of May, I'll be running.
Real Travel Boss.
Don't tell me that thing doesn't make you nervous.
No.
He's like,
No.
I have to look at you.
It's whenever he's like, but I need to.
Well done.
Thank you.
How we can find the search for a cure. There is no fiction.
Well done, my guy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks so much, boss.
Oh, and worse is